Welcome to another MusicWorx Alumni Update. This is MusicWorx intern number 123, Hannah Glassendarling. Today I'm interviewing intern number 72, Noelle Pederson, who interned from October of 2007 through March of 2008.
Thanks for interviewing me, Hannah.
Thanks for being here today, Noelle. So, Noelle, can you tell us what your current job is?
Sure. I work here at MusicWorx and also for Resounding Joy. So I'm the Director of Education and Training, which means I'm the lead supervisor for the intern team right now. And then in Resounding Joy, I have lots of jobs, but primarily working with early childhood intervention, so family music programs, Mommy and Me. And then in the MusicWorx side, I work mostly in medical settings.
Okay. So, maybe this is a no-brainer, but would you say that MusicWorx helped you get where you are today?
I would think so, yes. I think that by giving me the diversity to try a bunch of different populations, that's why MusicWorx pushed me into the arena that I'm in. In fact, before I came to internship, I didn't think I wanted to do medical at all. I was very squeamish and did not want to do the medical setting, and so MusicWorx really opened my eyes to that experience.
All right. Well, you just answered number 3, what drew you to the MusicWorx experience.
The diversity, absolutely.
All right. So, anything else other than the diversity? Because everyone says diversity. That's obviously number 1 usually, but
yeah, everybody says diversity. Everybody always says they wanted to learn how to start their own business. And I thought that's maybe what I wanted to do, but I actually found out after doing the internship that's absolutely not what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work for a company, and so even though I'm not employed by Scripps hospitals, I love having one place to go, even though it's 3 hospitals, but one company, and then still be contracted through MusicWorx. So MusicWorx showed me how to build your own business, but I found out that I wanted the security of someone else, and I know we need both, because otherwise everybody would run their own business and there'd be no employees. So.
Yep. All right. Great. So what was your favorite moment of your MusicWorx experience?
I thought about that. There were so many really learning experiences and time with my co-interns and time with Barbara, but one moment was as I was finishing, I just finished my junior part of my internship, and it was Christmas time, and all the interns went away, went back to their homes, and it was my first year here in San Diego, obviously, and had been there 3 months. My family was coming out to see me for the holidays. So that left what used to be called the McDonald Center, but is an alcohol and substance abuse program for adults, and we needed someone to run the group, and there was nobody but me, and until that point I hadn't run any group on my own yet, and so, you know, usually there's the team, there's all 4 interns and Barbara, and everybody's there running this program, and this time it was just me, no one else. And so I was terrified, quite frankly, to do it, but I went in, it was Christmas Eve. I did the morning group, 9 to 10, as usual, and it went great. And it was that moment that I realized I'm so going to be able to do this, and this is what it gave me that autonomy and confidence that I needed to boost me into becoming a senior intern, which we actually had an interesting senior internship experience where we were training 3 junior interns as opposed to 2. So I think that little bit of extra confidence really helped that.
Great. So are there any aspects of what you learned at MusicWorx that best prepared you for your career today?
Making your own schedule in this internship. I mean, we definitely have a few chunks of time that are delegated for places, but really, especially when it comes to the hospital, you have to be on it to make your own schedule. And I used to work primarily in hospice, and that's all making your own schedule. There's not really any good days or times. It's by trying to find what part of the county you can be in and how to make those miles and time work to where for the client, but also for you. And and that's a big part of my job. I actually manage a lot of the intern schedules, my volunteer schedules, and my schedule. So without that, I actually used to be very disorganized and had a hard time doing that. So the internship really, really helped me. And I think that is a thing for the interns right now, too. It kind of makes or breaks them. They have a really hard time finding where to get into the hospital and make those hours count, and even if you can get in for 1 or 2, and that's actually a big part of my job now, if I can squeeze into the hospital for 1 or 2 hours, it's totally worth it if I can't be there for the full day.
All right. So during your internship, you mentioned some things that really helped prepare you, but what were some of the big challenges that you had during your internship?
Big challenges, I mean, the whole thing being really time-consuming, obviously, and
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to preface that. You can't say gas money or lack of time.
Those
are not valid answers here.
Well, yeah, gas money definitely, lack of time definitely. Challenges, I guess I really enjoyed the challenges. I mean, even there were moments when I was freaked out in what I was doing in, new situations. And so, but there was never anything that I felt was too challenging. There was definitely challenges in the newness of everything. I guess that would be new situations.
So Barbara's always talking about, what aha moment did you take away from this session or this week? But bringing that to kind of a more global perspective for your life, what was your biggest aha moment in your professional or personal growth?
I feel like I have aha moments almost daily still, so I wouldn't be able to pinpoint just one, but I guess I'll answer this in a different way, if that's okay.
Sure.
That the aha moments that Barbara talks about, that we do patient highlight every week, the interns do, and that's your aha moment. You're experiencing it, and then you have to really think about it and put it down into words, and that, I would say, is probably one of the biggest and most critical things that I've taken recently within the last 6 months, that now our staff, I asked our staff for every month when we have our monthly staff meeting if they would write a patient highlight just for the whole month, and it can be on any population we serve, but we still need to be recognizing when we have those moments, but also it's documenting them. It's in time to be able to go back and look, I have really grown since then. I look at my patient highlights from when I was an intern, and they're so different than the ones I have now, and it's incredible to see the growth, but also to have a documentation of what you're doing professionally right now. So I think the aha assignments were my big aha moment for what's important now.
Very cool. Okay. And just last question here. What would your one piece of advice be to future MusicWorx interns or current MusicWorx interns like me?
Well, getting the privilege of working with the intern team, I guess I don't have to think back to when I was an intern as much, but what I see with these interns throughout the years is that self-care is so important. And I think coming from a small Midwest town, I'd never done meditation, I'd never done yoga, I'd never done any kind of relaxation. So then when I got to the hospital and then we were supposed to lead someone in a relaxation, that was really new to me. So I made that as part of my self-care, and it's something that I still do now for meditation and yoga. So I guess the piece of advice is whatever you feel uncomfortable with, try to make that into something that's going to nurture you, and do it in a nurturing way. Don't just force yourself into it, but do it in a nurturing way, just so it might become something that you really enjoy and it might be really beneficial for you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today, Noelle.
Absolutely.
All right.